your name?
Lloyd Lapisan.
All right. Why are you here today?
I had to come down because I was just curious. I'm 62 years old. I would consider myself a product of the Haight-Ashbury and the older rebellious time, the 60s.
Right.
So when I heard about this, I thought, well, this is something I didn't think would come again. And this one is kind of one step higher. I think it's international, which I thought was significant. So I just wanted to be a part of it and just come down. My wife, who's just a couple of years younger than me, told me that maybe this is not a place to show up because it might be, quote, violent or something. And I thought, well, if it was anything like when I was around, when I was younger, there's some of that, but you just got to be careful. And actually, compared to what I've heard from other places, this place is rather calm and it's just intense, and I love it. I just love it. I'm probably going to bring my granddaughter down here just to let her see this, because I never thought I'd be alive to see something like this again. You can feel the dissatisfaction, the want to have change without having to resort to something that would hurt someone else.
Right.
And I think this is wonderful. I think this is just wonderful. I can feel it. It's almost like I've been at Haight-Ashbury somewhere. We're walking around and seeing people just saying "let it be," but yet this one here is sort of like a "let it be," but I'm not satisfied the way things are now. So I'm going to say something, and everybody has said something here. It's just amazing to see the plethora of different platforms around here. I think it's great. I just think it's wonderful.
So do you think that this movement is going against the government or against business, or is it both?
I think it's all above. I actually think there are things in government, things in business, and they follow a method of greed, as far as I'm concerned, abuse in some cases. I just think that sometimes when they are getting very rich, they have a tendency to forget that they weren't there. They had to work it up there too, and some of the people that they stepped on to get there are now coming back to them and telling, hey, what about us? That's why this 99%, 1%, I think it's valid. I think it's valid because...
Do you think it's because of the length of time of the high unemployment that has just got to people?
Oh, absolutely.
Frustrated?
Yeah, the unemployment, I have neighbors on my street, 4 or 5 of them, that have been unemployed at least 6 months. Yeah, and it's people that worked all their lives. I have one neighbor who worked since he was 12 years old on a farm. Got a job, got a good job, worked until he was 48, then was told there's no more work for you. So what does a person like that do? And it's just amazing. And yet when he applies for work, they tell him that, well, we can't hire you because you've been unemployed for over a year and you need to show a work reference. And that's amazing.
That is funny.
Yeah, I thought it was just amazing. And I just feel now that this is something that was going to happen,
Yeah, do you think that the politicians and the business owners are getting the hint? Do you think they're getting the message?
I think they're getting a message. I think they hear it. They probably don't know how to deal with it right now. But it's getting louder, and pretty soon they're going to be forced to make something out of it that's going to satisfy, and it's amazing. I just think it's amazing. It's getting louder and louder.
Does anybody have any ideas of what the solutions are going to be? What they would have to do in order to bring the satisfaction back into our society?
I couldn't answer that. I don't know who would have the idea or who would have the golden pill to solve these problems. I just think that someone is talking, and the people that need to listen are the ones that are way up there, that pocketed all the wealth and the money, and they think, no, well, they're there, you know, let the other people worry about it, their problem. It becomes now the 1% problem now. Yeah, because they're getting louder. I think it's wonderful.
Clearly, you're of age to remember the 60s.
Yes.
Did you get involved with any of the movements back then? Or have
A
any
little
interest
bit.
in it?
I lived in San Francisco for a while, which is right across the bay from Berkeley. And I remember once, just a few years later, I was applying for a job in Los Angeles, and they asked me if I had ever even been in Berkeley during the time. That was a major concern of theirs.
Wow, so meaning if you had been, that you probably would not have had a chance to get
Yes,
the job.
exactly.
Wow.
That just popped in my head, just as you said.
Well, that's interesting.
So, yeah, I was aware of it. I didn't have a big participation in it. Partly because I had a feeling at that time, because I was still pretty young, that I didn't really understand the issues very well. Now I have a little bit of grasp.
Yep.
So I feel now that I'm making up for the fact that I didn't do much back then.
All things are possible to him that believes.
If you are interested in instant runoff voting, come to City Hall in 10 minutes. We actually have a meeting with the city about it.
Well, I mean, I want to say that when I heard that this was the first demand, if you will, of Occupy Portland, it strikes me as being so savvy, because I personally think that there's almost nothing that we can do that would create more democracy other than to tweak our voting system. And I've seen that for a long time, and I didn't really know how to get at it. So I see this as a brilliant opportunity as well. And I want to make sure that we do it right.
Right now, right now, sort of setting up the framework of what the process is. That this is the first meeting of this. We're looking to come up with basically a law and write it.
Like a Robert's Rules Board, like a Robert's Rules Board.
No, basically a amendment to the city charter, which is basically sort of city civics. The charter is to the Oregon Constitution, what the city code is to your statutes and what they argue about down in Salem with the legislature. So basically, it can only be changed by a vote of the people.
I think that the majority of the people, if I'm not mistaken, are down here because they're angry. You know, I don't know that it's being pissed off at anybody in particular, but being more upset with the way things are working right now in America, or not working, more to the point. You know, the fact that all the things that have happened since the housing boom fallout, you know, people don't have jobs, unemployment keeps going at an incredible clip, and there's more people losing things, and it's harder to have anything. I think people are just upset, and this is a way to show it.